Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about today is scams and what scams are going on right now. And this is another head on a swivel. Know what's going on around you. Eyes wide open, ears open, check your labels, check everything, be aware. Watch what you buy, especially when it comes to your food preps, okay? Have you bought Parmesan cheese lately? Yeah, I have. I'm Italian. It's a staple in my house. You know what I mean? Have you checked the ingredients label? You might want to after watching this.
This is the real deal. Parmesan cheese grated right in front of you. But what about the grated Parmesan cheese you buy at the local supermarket? You'd expect it's 100% cheese, right? Well, not so fast. Freshly grated Parmesan tends to clump up and stick together like this. So it turns out that many manufacturers add an additive called cellulose to keep Parmesan cheese from clumping up in a jar. It's supposed to make it a breeze to sprinkle on your food. So what is cellulose? It's a harmless additive made from wood pulp. While a small amount of cellulose in grated Parmesan cheese may be necessary, it's cheap filler. So we wondered, is too much cellulose being slipped into your cheese without you knowing? We did some testing to find out. We bought 34 samples from major supermarkets as well as from major restaurant chains like Pizza Hut and Domino's. Then we sent the cheese off to IEH Labs in Seattle where they tested for cellulose. As a general rule, the FDA says there should be no more than 2% cellulose in grated Parmesan cheese, but the industry says they can have up to 4%. The results were shocking. 69% of the cheese we tested had more than the FDA recommends. A sample from Pizza Hut had 4.9%, and one at Domino's came in at 5.4% of the cellulose filler, more than double the FDA guideline. Domino's said the cellulose in their Parmesan cheese falls within acceptable levels. The worst by far was a package of Kelowna brand grated cheese sold across the country. It had a whopping 21.6% cellulose.
That's just shocking. That's disgusting.
Something fishy is really going on here.
Mitchell Weinberg is a food investigator.
They're making that much more money by substituting this cheaper filler in place of what should be there.
The lesson, if you want to make sure your Parmesan cheese is 100% cheese, grate it yourself.
All right. Being as though we are now in the holiday shopping season, yay! Have you, hi Stormy, ever thought to check the credit card machine? Even if you're in the convenience store, the credit card machine, it's right on the counter, Have you ever thought to check the credit card machine before you swipe your credit card or your debit card to make sure it hasn't been tampered with? Have you? Because I never have. Not until this.
So I'm making this video to spread awareness of what this is. These are card scanners, not the original that you see in grocery stores and gas stations and so on. These are specifically planted over top of those by hackers so they have access to your banking information. The second you put your debit or credit card into that, it automatically has access to your banking information. All your passwords, all your codes, all of the money that's on there. In order to be able to check to see if that's actually there, my recommendation is on the corner of the card scanner, pinch it or grab it, whatever you want to do, and jiggle it. If it starts peeling off or coming loose, take it right off. And if there's another card scanner underneath it, and you see shit like that underneath it, report it to the police immediately. If you feel the need to, inform the manager of the establishment so that they can look back on the cameras and see who planted it. And under no circumstances should you hand that over to anyone except for law enforcement, because anybody else can take that and hide it away and use it for themselves. And I'll be 100% honest, I don't know all the information on this myself, but I have seen it plenty of times on the internet, and I feel like it needs to be spread around a little bit more. If you want more information, look it up for yourself, see what else to look for. Again, I am not any kind of pro on this information, and I have seen plenty of other people make videos about this on this app. So please, be aware and be safe.
Okay, now, we've all been prep shopping, right? Well, what is the one meat that a lot of us buy because it's one of the cheaper protein options to fill your freezers with? Chicken, right? Okay. Well, have you personally weighed your chicken, like chicken breasts, chicken thighs, or anything? Even okay, just say pork chops or ground meat or steaks or whatever it is that you're buying. Have you personally weighed it when you get home? Me neither. You know, I never thought to do that, right? Well, after watching these two videos, I'm definitely going to start weighing my meats now. Matter of fact, I'm going to purchase, and I actually can use, guys, if for those of you that weigh your meats, can you suggest a scale for me, a weighing, a scale for meats? Can you please suggest one for me, please? Thank you.
So a lot of people think that the net weight should be the packaging and the chicken, when in fact USDA.gov explains the net weight should be the chicken only. So I contacted Fry's, just so you know, and they offered a $20 credit, which I bought this chicken with, and they said they would reach out to Heritage Farms. They asked me for photos of the original package of chicken, and so I did send that to them. This package was less than the first one. They didn't have any large enough packages similar to the first one. So this one was 5.34 pounds of chicken breast. And my scale is weighing accurately. As you saw, I weighed the 8-ounce glass of water just to make sure it is reading 8 ounces. And this chicken is 4.1 pounds. And again, that is for 5.34 ounces of chicken. So it seems to be consistent, underweight. My family picked up our groceries today, some chicken from Heritage Farm, 6.09 pounds. So as I'm preparing this to go in the freezer, I was curious, is this 6.09 pounds of chicken that we paid for? So I zeroed out my scale, and we're gonna see. Three of them, not quite. And there you have it. 4 pounds, 11 ounces. When we are paying for 6 pounds, 9 ounces, 09 ounces. Check your chicken, weigh it. Let me know if this is just Heritage Farm or is it all of them. Interesting.
Okay, so I've spoken with a lot of community members, and they've all told me the same story. They receive such and such amounts of money from their health insurance company to buy certain items, and this includes food. Okay, OTCs, vitamins, yada yada, right? And this has occurred for years. They get say $50, even some as high as $250, I've been told. Okay, now all of the sudden, money has disappeared, or it just doesn't show up anymore.
Sometimes they give you $125, your insurance company, and you can buy food or you can buy over-the-counter medicines with. Well, Walmart's doing something very sneaky, which I want everyone to notice, and I want everyone to make this video viral. What they're doing is they take your money, and then if they don't have all your items you want, and then you have a right to cancel, you can cancel. Well, they hold on to your money, okay? And then they send you an email that says, we can't return your money. And they say, please call customer service. So you call customer service. Then when you call customer service, they say, we can't manually refund it. I'm sorry, you can't. And then you have to contact the card benefit company that your OTC card benefits come on. So you call the card benefit company, and then you tell them the whole story, and then they call Walmart. And what happens is you wait for around 30 days or something to get your money back. Or sometimes they send you an email and says, sorry, we can't give you your money back, manual refund. We cannot give you back your funds. And then you try to call back the OTC, and they say, we're bound, we can't. They already have the money, and we can't give you back your money. So this is how Walmart's doing it. And they're doing it for $60, $70 a pop on people, on their OTC cards. Of course, you can't buy anything else with it. But when Walmart collects it, it's money, so they can just spend it on anything they want. So now Walmart's doing it to probably thousands and thousands of people, and they just will not give back your money, your credits, and they don't send anything. So they're just taking $70, $60 just because, and this is getting ridiculous. And it started like a couple, like probably the beginning of the year. Actually, it started, and for me, I can't even fight back. So. Because they say they can't give it back because, there's no way to return it. And I'm like, you can return it as a gift card. They say, we can't do that. So, so here's what Walmart's doing. They're just pocketing $80 off a whim on people on the OTC program. And there's no consequences. There's no consequences. So they're probably making millions and millions of dollars, probably billions, of doing this to people, people who are retired, people who are disabled, people all that. They're just taking the money, and they're like, with their kindness, sorry, we can't give you back your money. They act like so nice, like they're like you have to praise them from ripping you off. Walmart has gone insane, ladies and gentlemen. Walmart has gone freaking insane. And now people are like, well, then a lot of people are just going to throw up their hands. They're like, okay, well, I'm not going to even receive that money, in real life, so I'm just going to let that go. And that's what they want you to think. That's what they want you to feel, like, oh, I'm going to let that go. If you're a class action attorney, you need to look into this, because Walmart needs to pay.
Okay. Last one. Now, Target is now pulling a Walmart. They are now charging more at the register than the price that it says on the shelves. Are you noticing this?
I was just wasting time looking to see which filter I should put on. The nerve of me. God. Anyway, instead of wasting time, I was just over at Target and I was shopping for whatever I was shopping for. But then when I got to the checkout, I remembered I saw a video on here where this woman was saying that Target charges different prices when you go to the checkout. Like they add some money to it. And I just remember that for some reason. And so I already looked at what I scanned and I noticed, sure enough, that what I scanned was higher than what I saw on the shelf. And I remember what this woman on TikTok, if you all can, I don't know, I can't remember how long ago I saw it, but she informed to be careful when you shop at Target and when you are scanning your objects, because they're charging more than what is on the shelf. And so anyway, I brought it to the attendant's attention, and the first thing she said was, that's because it's Clorox. And I'm like, that makes no sense. First of all, I know exactly what brand this is. I wasn't snark or anything like that. I was just like, no, that's not it. Let's go walk over there, because I can remember the woman from TikTok said, let's go walk over there to see what the price is. But she didn't walk over there with me, which is fine, but she did scan her own thing, and she even saw in there that it was less than what it was ringing up as. And of course, she honored that price, which she should have. But I'm thinking to myself, why is Target doing this? Be careful when you go to Target. Make sure it is ringing up as what it is labeled on the counter, and remember what it is labeled on the counter as well, because if I didn't remember it was a lower price, then I would have just gave them more of my money that I'm already giving them. So all that to be said, be careful when you go to shop at Target. Pay attention to what is ringing up. Okay, all right. Mwah.
Now, I myself have experienced every single one of these. That's why I wanted to talk about these particular ones, except for the health insurance scam. I have experienced every single one of these. Now, the health insurance one I wanted to bring to everyone's attention because a lot of community members have come to me personally in emails and said, this is what's going on. I don't know what to do. So I wanted to bring that particular one to the forefront because it's extremely important to a lot of community members. So obviously it's very, important to me. But these are the things that we have to watch because not a lot of people are aware of what is going on. And I do a lot of research and I dig and I dig and I dig. And when I find that few things, I want to bring it to your attention so you are now aware of what to watch out for. So no one gets caught like a deer in headlights. Okay? So, have you experienced any of these things? Or have you experienced something that I haven't talked about yet? All right, guys, I'm out of here. I appreciate you. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping. And as always, fear less. Ciao.